Have you found your almost dream home, but it just needs a little TLC? Maybe it's in a great area. Maybe it's like the perfect house, the perfect street, but the floors need a little work, the kitchen needs a little work, maybe the bathroom needs a little work. And you're like, how am I going to pay for that? Because maybe you're just kind of scraping by to get your down payment and your closing cost to be able to purchase a home. Well, I've got some exciting news about this exclusive home loan that is making it easier than ever to purchase a home that needs a little bit of love, some of these minor renovations. It's called the Big Box Reno Loan, and it's only offered at Cornerstone Home Lending. In the past, you would pay for that out of your pocket. So maybe you would take your checking or savings, maybe you would take out an improvement loan, maybe you would use credit cards, but that would not be financed into your home loan when you were purchasing the house unless you were doing a construction loan. And a construction renovation loan, they are out there, but they are much more complex. So the cool thing about this Big Box Reno loan is that we are streamlining it for particular scenarios. Here's how it works. Visit your local Lowe's or Home Depot store. Easy, right? The store will prepare a scope of work for you, which is kind of an invoice, and it's going to detail exactly what's going to be done. Maybe that's kitchen cabinets, maybe it's carpet, maybe it's new appliances. So you're going to have one invoice, and then you are going to give that to your Cornerstone Home Lending loan officer. From there, when the appraisal is ordered, the lender, us, we are going to provide that scope of work to the appraiser. This is really important, and this means that you have to kind of do this early in the process when you are purchasing the home. So kind of think about it this way. You find the house, yes, you know it's going to need carpet, let's say new kitchen cabinets. You negotiate the contract, the seller accepts your contract, and boom, you are now in the process of acquiring the home. The home lending process looks like this. You're going to send us the purchase contract, and then you're going to go visit Home Depot or Lowe's, and you're going to get that scope of work because you kind of already know what you think the house is going to need. From there, you're going to get us that scope of work, and prior to ordering the appraisal, this is key, we've got to have that because the appraiser is now going to look at that scope of work in addition to the purchase contract, and any items on there that you are intending to renovate will be included in the appraised value. This is really important, and this is a key part of how the program works. So let's work through numbers. Let's say that the purchase price is $400,000, and after you have looked at the property, you can borrow up to 10% of that sales price. So in this case, $40,000. As long as the house appraises for now $440,000. So it's kind of important to know that the work you're doing should be strategic. It should be work that is adding to the value of the home, because the house is going to be appraised with the scope of work or the improvements that you are going to do. Again, key, because if the house doesn't appraise, then you're not going to be able to borrow as much as you would ideally want to if you were doing work that it adds to the bottom line or adds to the value. Okay, so let's go back to the scenario. $400,000 sales price. In this case, you can take out the max of $40,000 and finance it into the loan. So now we have this acquisition price of $440,000. You can do as low as a 3% down conventional home loan if you are using a particular type of conventional loan. Otherwise, 5% or more down on a conventional home loan is available on this program. Right? I mean, this is the way you get to finance the cost to renovate and allow you to buy that house that maybe is perfect for you, but just needs a little updating. And here's a few more details. Details. You got to know the details. So I mentioned the down payment requirement, very low down payment. I mentioned that you are now able to finance the renovation cost as long as the house appraises, which is going to be key. But a few other things to know. One, Home Depot or Lowe's, their contractors are actually going to do the work. So you cannot do the work yourself. You cannot start the work until you actually close and purchase on the home. And the cool thing is you're going to get those monies. So whatever that scope of work from Home Depot or Lowe's, let's call it $40,000 in my scenario, you're going to get a check 72 hours after close of escrow. It is going to be made out to Home Depot or Lowe's, and now you can take the check to them and get that work started. Now, this is only available on purchases, so not available on refinances currently. And this is going to be single family residences only. No manufactured houses are allowed. However, condos or townhouses are included in that 1-unit single family scenario. There are a few little hoops on this, so we're going to ask that a final inspection be done so we can just tidy things up on your loan file and move forward once all of the work is done. And you have up to 6 months to actually complete the work. So if Home Depot or Lowe's are backed up, their contractors are backed up, no worries, no stress, although you probably want to get that new kitchen and that carpet going as soon as possible. And one more thing. You are required to put up what's called a contingency reserve, and that's pretty typical on renovation loans. The unique thing about this contingency reserve is that it's only 5% of the cost of the renovation. So in this scenario, if it's a $40,000 renovation that you're doing from Home Depot or Lowe's, then 5% of $40,000 would be $2,000. You're going to bring that into closing. That's a contingency reserve in case something happens during the process and your bid ends up going over what the final bid was that you provided to us. And if you are not using those funds, the contingency reserve is not needed, then you will receive that money back after all of the work is done and that final inspection has been completed. This is a game changer when it comes to buying homes that need updating. If this is something that you are interested in, please call or text us at 480-725-0150, or if it's more convenient, just schedule a call with us via the link in the description below. Then we can kind of dive into a brief conversation, see if this program works for you. And if you have found a home that doesn't need renovation, you might be interested in learning more about what an FHA home loan has to offer. So watch that video coming up next.